Hello, I'm Dave Karger. Thanks for joining me today on Turner Classic Movies. Usually, this is the time in the week when I present our musical matinee feature, but Musical Matinee is on a brief hiatus over the next few weeks as we celebrate 31 days of Oscar. We kicked off the celebration yesterday, and for the next month, you can tune into TCM around the clock as we present only Oscar-winning and nominated films from years past, gearing up for the 98th Academy Awards on March 15th. Today, our theme is Oscar Goes to Paris. In honor of Valentine's Day, we're spending the day in one of the most romantic cities in the world. Up next, Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman fall in love in Paris in the early days of World War II in the 1942 classic Casablanca. Most of the story takes place in French-occupied Morocco, and it revolves around Rick's Cafe, a bar and casino that's a meeting place for expatriates and political refugees. Humphrey Bogart plays Rick, a cynical American expat who refuses to take sides in the war. But that changes when a woman from his past suddenly steps into his cafe and back into his life. She's played, of course, by Ingrid Bergman. Casablanca premiered in November of 1942, but didn't go into wide release until January 1943. As a result, it wasn't up for any Academy Awards until the 1944 ceremony, which honored films that were released in 1943. That ceremony marked the first time the Oscars were presented on stage in a theater instead of at an intimate industry banquet. The ceremony took place at Grauman's Chinese Theater on Hollywood Boulevard, and Casablanca became one of the biggest winners of the night. Out of 8 nominations, it took home 3 awards: Best Screenplay for Howard Koch and Philip and Julius Epstein, Best Director for Michael Curtiz, and the big one, Best Picture. 2 members of the cast were also nominated: Claude Rains for Best Supporting Actor and Humphrey Bogart, who picked up his first Oscar nomination for Best Actor. From Warner Brothers in 1942, also with Paul Henreid, Conrad Veidt, Sidney Greenstreet, Peter Lorre, and Dooley Wilson, this is Casablanca. Ingrid Bergman was not nominated for an Oscar for her performance in Casablanca, but she was up for a Best Actress Oscar the same year for a different film, For Whom the Bell Tolls. Bergman was one of the favorites to win, but the Best Actress Oscar went to Jennifer Jones instead for her performance in The Song of Bernadette. Ingrid Bergman later told reporters, "I cried all the way through Bernadette because Jennifer was so moving and because I realized then that I had lost the award." As I mentioned before, the movie Casablanca won 3 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, and it received a total of 8 nominations, including one for Max Steiner's memorable score. This was one of 24 Oscar nominations Steiner would receive over the course of his career, and he had just won the previous year for his score for Now Voyager. Up next is a romantic comedy set in the City of Lights, starring Owen Wilson and Rachel McAdams, with an Oscar-winning screenplay written by Woody Allen, who also directed. Stay with us.
Next on TCM, Midnight in Paris. Then, Gigi. And later, Charade. Fake it till you make it with Oscar. Today.